Hello everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy. In today's video, we're going to be walking you through exactly how to do an in-cab inspection and an air brake test for your CDL road test. Now, if you're not aware, the CDL road test did change in 2023, which means if you're still on the old system, you could be saying the wrong things when it comes to your CDL road test, and that could be the difference between you passing and failing your test. Without any further ado, let's actually get right to the piece of the content and show you exactly how to do the proper internal training on how to do an air brake test and an inside inspection coming up right now. So what we're actually going to be doing today is we're going to be doing this inspection in a Class A vehicle that is manual. Now it's going to be a little bit different if it's an automatic or a bus. We're going to show other videos for that. Make sure you check out our channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that notifications button so when those other videos do pop out, you're going to be the first people to know. Alright, so let's get to it. So the first thing we have to do, because it is a manual transmission, we have to make sure we're doing what we call a safe start. So we're going to turn the key to the on position. We're then going to push out the parking brakes. As you can see here, they are out. We're going to make sure that our transmission is in neutral. At this point, we're now going to start the actual engine. So we're going to put the clutch all the way down. We're going to turn the engine on, and we're going to have the air pressure build to 120 to 140 psi. Now this is something that is new, where we have to make sure it builds up to 120 to 140, and we have to wait for the air governor to cut out. So to make the air actually rise faster, we're actually going to give it a little bit of gas, keep it around 1300 RPMs at maximum, because that's going to give us a good range and a good speed to actually go develop the air pressure. Anything more than 1300 RPMs is just a waste of fuel, and we don't want that to happen for you, especially when fuel prices are going up right now, right? So that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to now continue to raise the air pressure, 120 to 140 psi. Once that air tank is full, it's going to spit out a big sneeze, and that's going to let us know that it's full, and that's where the air governor is going to cut out completely. So let's see exactly how long it's going to take. Right now we're getting close to 100, and we will continue to go. Like I said, if you're going to be doing this in an automatic truck, we will do a video in an automatic truck for you. It might already be posted. If it's not, make sure you check out our channel for that. And also, the really only difference is going to be instead of chucking the wheel, instead of putting this transmission in first gear, you're going to start off by chucking the wheels to make sure that the vehicle is stable and ready to rock and roll. So we're getting close to the 120. We just passed 120. We're waiting for the air pressure to sneeze. And the sneeze right around like 125, 130. So that means that the governor did cut out. At this point, we're now going to put the transmission into first gear. So the clutch all the way down, transmission all the way to the left and down. Now we're going to shut the engine off, and then we're going to keep the key on. Now the key in the on position is super important. If you forget to do this, just please don't forget, because that means you're going to fail this test. And I can't tell you how many people I've tried to remind that, hey, do not forget this key, and they still forget the key and they wind up failing the test. So now at this point, we're going to push in both brakes, the yellow and the red. Now the truck is not moving anywhere because the transmission is in first gear, so we're good to go. We're going to now wait for it to stabilize, wait 1 minute, and you can't lose more than 4 psi in a tractor trailer with a foot on the foot brake. So we're going to push the foot on the foot brake, and for the road test itself, you are going to have to wait the full minute. Here we're not going to have you wait a whole minute, right? So we're just going to pretend that we waited a whole minute. Make sure you have your actual Apple Watch or phone or timer, whatever it is, to wait the full 60 seconds. But at this point, we're going to say, okay, we waited a minute, we did not lose more than 4 psi. Now we're going to push our foot on the brake. We're going to pump it till it gets to about 55 psi. And that's when the low air warning light and buzzer will come on. So 55 psi is actually around 60, where the low air warning light and buzzer that you hear is going on. Now at this point, we're going to keep pumping between 20 and 45 psi, and then both of these parking brakes should pop out automatically. So let's see exactly how that's going to work. This one popped out, so that one's good. And we just got to 30, so we got till 20 until this one's going to pop out. And that one just popped out too. So this does not mean that the truck is wrong or the truck is bad. It just means that that's a normal piece of equipment. Sometimes one pops out over the other, sometimes both of them pop out, but make sure you do not pull them out, and make sure that you keep pumping until they both do pull out. If you don't, it will fail you on the test. So now that we're pretty much empty, we're going to put it back into neutral. We're going to perform a safe start. So transmission in neutral, parking brakes are out, keys already on the on position, and turn on the engine, as you can see right over there. All right, so now we're going to build up the air pressure. You don't have to, but at this point, we're going to build up the air pressure to 120 to 140 again. And while it is building up, we are actually going to perform an in-cab inspection. So just so I don't have to talk over the beeping noise, we're actually going to give it some gas and build it above 60 psi. All right, so now that the buzzer actually went off, now you can actually hear me and the examiner is going to be able to hear me. Now it's time to do an in-cab inspection. Now there's no right or wrong order to do this in-cab inspection. You just have to make sure you hit every single part that is needed. So we're going to start off with our lights. Left turn signal is working, and that's the indicator. Right turn signal is working, and that's the indicator. Forward flashers are working. My headlights are working right over here. My high beams are also working, all those indicators. My ABS light is working because it went on and went off when I turned on the truck, so that's a good thing. At this point, now I'm going to check out my horns. My air horn is working. My electrical horn is working, right? My windshield is clean and free of any obstructions, free of cracks, and it has no damage. My mirrors itself are clean, adjusted properly to my view. And then I'm going to have my wipers. My wipers, arms and blades are operating smoothly and mounted securely. I do not have any washer fluid inside of this truck at this moment. If I did, I would be testing it out itself. When it comes to my emergency equipment, I'm going to be checking those. I'm going to have 3 reflective triangles, which is under my seat. I'm going to have 1 fully charged fire extinguisher, which is also under my seat, and it is secure. I'm going to have 6 spare fuses as well. And that's pretty much everything we have to talk about, except, I forgot one thing, the heater. So we're going to talk about our heater and defrost. So we're going to turn on the heat, put it onto the defrost mode. I'm going to wave my hand on the top, wave my hand on the bottom. I feel the heat, and I feel the defrost. Everything is working properly in that arena of the whole thing. So that's pretty much everything that you have to say when it comes to the in-cab inspection. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that is what's currently required for the new 2023 road test. Now at this point, now it's time to do part 3 of the test, which is called a tug test. So how does the tug test work? We're going to be checking out each part of the braking system. So first we're going to check out the tractor brakes. So we're going to push in the red button, which is going to release the trailer. We're now going to press in the clutch, put the transmission in first gear, and we're going to come off the clutch slowly until you feel a tug. So you feel that tug, everything's good to go. That means that the tractor brakes are working. Now we're going to just reverse that. Leave it in first gear, push in the yellow, pull out the red. Now what we're doing is we're checking the trailer brakes, making sure that they are working properly. Leaving it in first gear, come off the clutch slowly, and it is working properly because the truck did not move. Now finally, we have the last step, which is going to be checking these service brakes here, which is our foot brake. So we're going to release both brakes, push in the yellow, push in the red. We're going to come off the clutch, in this case. We're going to pull up, and then about 5 feet or so, and we're going to put on the foot on the clutch and on the brake. We came to a full stop, and the steering wheel did not turn to either side, which means both brakes are working. We're going to put the transmission into neutral, come off the clutch slowly, and pop out both brakes. And that concludes, my friends, of how to do a proper 2023 air brake and inspection and an in-cab inspection as well if you want to pass your CDL road test. Now there's going to be certain things in this test. If you mess up one little thing, it could mean that you fail this test forever. And you don't want that to happen. So if you want to avoid any of that mistakes, if you want to make sure that you're getting trained by the best CDL school around, make sure you check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. We have a whole bunch of locations available for you, and we're definitely here to help you get yourself on the CDL license and get yourself on the road to freedom. Like I said, our mission is to help 1 million people just like you get on the road to freedom. So if it's not for you, tell a friend about us, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see all the new content that we're putting out now. Thanks, and have a fantastic day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.